Hi team! I'd like to briefly discuss MTSS, and if you locate our Maple Grove blog, within there is a tab for MTSS. Simply click on this. This is the same blog that we get our Maple Grove memo each week, but on that MTSS tab you're going to see a familiar infographic. I'd encourage you to kind of reference that again as you refresh your memory regarding the MTSS process here at Maple Grove. In addition to the infographic, there are several other resources available, including the student profiles, which really help you diagnose and target specific areas of focus for students. You can use this for behavior, you can use this for other academic areas. There's one specifically for ELA just because it's so grand. And of course you'll see the quick phonics screener that's made available there, as well as an AEA problem solving referral document. We're planning on incorporating FBA information there. Our counseling department is working on that to ensure that we have resources available there to support social skills and also behavior skills of our students in need. But what we're going to focus on today is the progress monitoring template, which you'll find here. When you click this document, you're going to be forced to make a copy, which you'll see in just a moment. This video tutorial will be able to be found here for future reference. And then just a note for you when thinking about progress monitoring and creating that baseline, it's important to remember, based on the feedback that we received from our special ed department here at Maple Grove, general rule of thumb is to collect a minimum of 3 data points for an academic area and 5 data points for targeting behavior. And again, that's minimum. You can certainly do more. You find the median of those scores, and that will equate to your baseline. So let's go ahead and move into the document. Again, I'm forced to make a copy. This is by design. We're going to make a copy, and you'll be able to see that I'm going to go ahead and rename that document according to my teacher name, because there's several students here that I'm going to be able to progress monitor. You can always add more if needed. So I'm going to change that to Tierney Progress Monitoring. Just kind of providing an overview of this document, one of the things you're going to want to pay attention to are the directions down here at the bottom right. Excuse me. Entered scores. Anything entered on this left-hand side is going to automatically graph in the graph that's located here and currently empty. You can use the tabs at the bottom to switch between data pages, of course, like I mentioned. You can rename the tabs, and it tells you how to do that. You can, one important piece that you're going to have to make sure you reference is the goal line. In order to get that to show correctly, you're going to enter the baseline at the top and also the goal data as well. Keep in mind that blank cells are not graphed, only those entered as a 0 are graphed as a 0 point on the graph. So if you have a 0 data point, make sure you put that in. To print and to make a copy of the graph, you can do that by following those directions there as well. So that's available for you. Just kind of starting and looking into this document, keep in mind that we're going to kind of use an example here. Typically, you're not going to have phase 2, phase 3 information entered right away. You're going to modify that by writing that as you go through each of the phases or as you make changes. Anytime you start a new phase, that's based on a change that you've made within the intervention. The goal for this particular child who lacks self-control and is disruptive to students' learning in the classroom, the goal is to have this little one, Cindy, maintain self-regulation and self-control. All right. We're going to begin with the WINGS program for this little one as our intervention to support her. And so we've gotten that started, and basically what we're going to do is enter some arbitrary dates. And I'm going to go ahead and just in interest of time, copy some for us and plug those in here. And certainly you'd go ahead and you'd enter kind of the weeks that are forthcoming so that you can enter the data appropriately. The baseline information, okay, once you enter that baseline information, you're going to go ahead and input what you find as a baseline based on the information that I gave you previously. So academically, you're going to find at least a minimum of 3 data points. Behavior data, you're going to find a minimum of 5, and you're going to find the median of that, and that becomes your baseline. Right? You can see there that the data has been entered. And I'm going to go ahead and just enter 45 kind of across the board. and not 545, of course. We'll just do this. We're going to copy it. We're going to continue to enter that all the way down there. So my baseline doesn't change, obviously. That's kind of where we're starting with Cindy here at this point. So for the goal line, you're going to put in a minimum of 45%. Remember, you need to have your baseline entered first. And then we want our goal to be somewhere, let's say for Cindy, success for her would be maintaining self-regulation and self-control at least 80% of the time. So now you can see our goal line that we have, or our aim line, let's say. And then phase 1. Remember phase 1, we started with the wings intervention solely for this little one. So she's checking in with an adult outside of her classroom at the beginning of the day, end of the day. We also have some sort of social story that we're incorporating maybe at that point. And we're doing the check-in, check-out as prescribed by our wings program. And as we begin to enter that data, you're going to be able to see the information here. The first day, let's say, was really successful. We actually had an 89% day. So you can see that entered there. Next day, we didn't do as well, but we did okay, 68%. We continue to enter just, again, some arbitrary data for us as we move forward. And keeping in mind, you want to develop that 4-point data decision-making rule. And so if you've got 4 points of data, either below or above this aim line, you're going to want to make a decision. You can see that there's a trend line that's been entered here. To eliminate that trend line, you're simply going to click on one of the data points, and you can see that the trend line's entered already. I don't want that trend line there right now. Too many lines for me, so I'm just going to eliminate that by clicking there. You can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 data points above the baseline. So we're doing really well. Because of time and because this is working for me and because Cindy seems to be doing a better job and she's not disrupting the learning of the other students in the classroom, I'm going to kind of maintain what we're doing at this point. Now let's say we go back to this and we still have that 89% day, but then we have a 42% day, we have a 33% day, we have a 34% day, we have a 32% day again. You can see there that you've got 4 data points below this pink goal line. That's when you need to ask yourself and maybe take it to your PLC and say, hey, I've got MTSS, it's not working. You know, this is what we're doing currently. Do you guys have any other suggestions at this point? They may say, gosh, you know, it's only been 4 data points. Remember, you need to have a minimum of 7 before you make any sort of change. So keep going with this. Let's have at least 7 data points and let's see how we're doing. So we keep going. We're going to keep moving forward, and we're not doing well at all. There are my 7 data points, and things just aren't going well. So we need to make a change. So that's when we go over to phase 2. So assuming I'm just going to phase 2, this is when I'd start to type in this document here on this side and make a quick note in that I modified the check-in, check-out sheet to include hourly check-in, check-outs as opposed to full couple-hour increments. And then we also included a non-contingent break because what we found is that Cindy just needs a break. She is struggling, and we need to give her non-contingent breaks. Disregarding any sort of behavior, she automatically gets a break at certain times throughout the day. Let's see how that does. So we come back here, we look at the data, and we're at, again, 67, 42. Oh, we're at 35. We're at 34. We're at 40. Again, below the aim line, below that green goal line. So we're not doing well. The trend line has been entered again. I don't want that in this particular situation, so I'm going to click on that. I'm going to go none. But again, if you want to add it back in, you can certainly experiment with these, and you can add a linear trend line again. But I'm going to leave it out for right now. Again, we're at 4. We are not doing well. The wheels are falling off for this little one. I'm just not feeling very good about it. I'm going to go back to my PLC. I'm going to say, hey, here's my data. This is what we have currently. This is kind of what I'd like to talk to the team about. And what you're going to do is you're going to then move to phase 3. Your PLC suggested that you change your incentive. and also allow Cindy to earn iPad time because she loves iPads. And then you're also at that point where you're going to talk about this at-risk kiddo with Jen Allen a little bit further, and Jen Allen agrees, gosh, I'm going to start working with her individually now instead of small group, and see if that makes a difference. So you start that process, you start entering phase 3. And as you move forward, she has a really great day. She has another really good day. She has a decent day. Gosh, she has an amazing day. Jen Allen is an amazing lifesaver here. She's doing really well. Things are going awesome. We're now at 4 points above that aim line. At that point, you may want to have another conversation about whether or not this is working. Obviously it is, and do we keep doing what we're doing? Can we eliminate anything? Can we slowly start taking away some of the accommodations or interventions that we're providing? Maybe taking away some of that non-contingent break time, having conversations such as that. So again, I'm just taking away that trend line there. And you can see that the data that is available for us has been very informational and supportive for us. And it gives us information that if we want to meet with parents, we can show the data over time that's been positive or negative for Miss Cindy. You can bring this to your PLC, you can bring it to AEA if it goes to that point, you can bring it to a meeting with your principals, use it as a support system for you in making decisions, and I hope that this helps you to make those data-informed decisions that are best for your kiddo. So if you have any questions, please let us know. We're here to support you. But again, there's several student area tabs here that you can utilize for several students within your room. But we hope that this helps you to support student learning and positive behavior in your classroom. Thank you.